few months ago, I decided to take a leap of faith and really try and apply for an artist alley. And this was my first one ever at Edmonton's Fan Expo. And I am excited to share with you how it went. Okay, so this is day one. So yesterday we came and we set up. So this is our setup here. You can see we have the different sizes. We have behind me, in front of me, we have the book here. The show starts in about 45 minutes now, so it's exciting. It's the first one, so it's a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous, but I think I'm more excited than nervous, so we'll see how it goes. There are a lot of great artists here, so I'm looking forward to see how it goes and then walk around and see what other people have. But yeah, so we have the stickers here. We have the small prints, larger, medium prints, and larger prints. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Well, today is the beginning of day two. Day one yesterday was a bit of a disappointment. It was okay, it was busy, people were walking by, but I think I only made a couple sales, so I didn't do too much. So I was a bit disappointed. I had more of an expectation of how it would go. But talking to people around me, like my neighbors, one of them said, yeah, Friday usually it's not the best. And then the other guys on my other side said that Sunday is their best day. So I'm hoping it will get better. But yeah, I'd say it was a bust. We were there the whole time. Talking to people. We talked to quite a few people, but couldn't make that many sales. And surprisingly, the most popular item that kept grabbing people's attention was Santa Kratos. It was something that I actually even didn't print too many of, but it was the most popular one. So it's interesting how, sometimes what we think is popular is not, and what we don't think is popular is popular. So we'll see how day two goes and we'll check in later. Okay, so right now is the beginning of day three. So day two was yesterday and it ended. So day two was a bit better than day three. We did a few more sales, but talking to everyone, it seems like last year was better, or maybe other cons were better, like Calgary maybe was better and other things. So people are a bit disappointed, it seems like. A lot of them. I'm sure some are not. So I'm sure some are doing very well. But for my first, expo, I think I was expecting more, but I guess it is what it is. And it would be easy to maybe get disheartened and discouraged from this. But I think it's a learning experience and I'm going to learn from it. And I've already applied to rebook for next year. So I kind of have an idea what I need to do for next year. So I will work on that more and be prepared for next year and come back and do much, much, much better. So I hope that's how it goes. So here we are, all 3 days are done and my first ever Artist Alley experience is done. And as you can see and you watched, it went completely unexpected as I thought. I didn't think it would be like this. As far as numbers goes, I made just enough to almost cover the cost. So I could say covered the cost of the expo or of the table. But obviously there was a lot more to it than just the table. It was my first Artist Alley, so I had to invest in a lot of the equipment, the stands, the printing, get all of the things that I needed for setup. And obviously I didn't cover any of that. But, it would be, I think at the beginning, I thought that if the numbers were going to be low or if I don't make any profit, I would give up and I wouldn't do this. But surprisingly, I think I got even more inspired to do this. I got even more, fired up to come back next year and do it again. And I already signed up for next year, to try and come back stronger and, with better pieces, with a lot of other things that I can do to do better. So, and one of the things that stood out for me and made me make this decision was one of the artists on day one, before the show even started, I talked to, and he mentioned that even before it started, we said, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but this is your first show. If you don't make any money, don't be discouraged and come back. He mentioned that in his first show, he only made $90. And then he came back for the second show, the third show, and he just went up and up and up. And he really was able to make something out of it. And I feel the same way. I think I learned a lot. And I think I know kind of what I need to do for next year. What I need to have a few pieces that are, massive or grand or attention seekers. One of the things that I mentioned was, Santa Kratos was the one that everybody would walk by and like, oh, Santa Kratos. They would find it funny, and then they would walk by. And I think I need a few pieces that are grand and big like that. Not Santa Kratos, but it could be a theme from a show, from a game or something that people get attracted to and would stop by. A lot of my pieces, I spent maybe up to 10 hours on them. And there are, lots of portraits, lots of just character. Maybe some of them have poses. But for the most part, there's no storytelling, there's no environment, there's none of that. So I think now the next pieces that I'm going to work on, even if I just have 2 or 3 for next year, it will be enough to grab people's attention and come to my table. An example of that is the things that I got attracted to. So as I was walking by and I saw some of the things that were there, I was like, oh, from afar, I could see something, I would get attracted to it, and it would make me go to that table. And that's kind of what I want to do, not to go with quantity. I think it was good to go with quantity for this one because I needed to have something to display. I needed to have a few things to display. But for the next one, I need to have the same stuff that I have now, but maybe add 2 or 3 really massive pieces that I really work hard on and create those things that are attention seekers to grab people's attentions and bring them to my booth. So, it would have been easy to get discouraged, and I wanted to make this video to help maybe other artists, that it's their first artist alley or they're thinking about it and they're worried that they're gonna fail. Yes, maybe you will, and maybe you could consider this a failure for me as well. But just like anything else, it is very hard for it to be successful the first time. It's very hard to know how to do it the first time unless you do it. And I know it was maybe a big investment to get to this point and learn this thing, but without doing this, I don't think I'll be able to improve. So now I'm taking all of the learnings that I've done this time and take it into my next one and my next show and keep going and keep going. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.